Hey there everyone, I'm Richard Eisenbeis for GameZone.com and welcome to Big in Japan. This is the third episode of my quest through the backlog of Suda 51, creator of No More Heroes and Killer 7. I'm going to take a bit of a sidestep this time and look at a game that while never getting an American release, did see a limited PAL one. So join me in this rare all-English return to camera-wielding survival horror action with Michigan. Report from Hell. Michigan takes place in the Chicago area as it's being covered in a black mist that's transforming the population into gruesome monsters. You play a rookie television cameraman, working alongside a veteran sound guy and an experienced reporter to uncover the mystery behind the disaster. The game is split into 7 sections across 18 chapters, and while you're practically immortal behind your camera lens, if your reporter is killed, you skip to the next section, start with a new reporter, and miss out on a chunk of the narrative. To protect your reporter, as well as advance the story, you focus on various objects with your camera and draw their attention to it. Sometimes it's a vital clue, and other times it's a target you want them to shoot.
What a scoop!
What? You didn't know that all Chicago reporters are packing heat? Ha! Oh, bless your naivete. Your ending is determined not only by which reporter makes it to the end, but also on what kind of footage you gather. You gain suspense points by being a good cameraman, focusing on who's talking and discovering exciting clues. On the other hand, you get immoral points by filming tragedies rather than preventing them. And this being a Suda 51 game, you gather erotic points by shooting upskirts of your reporter and focusing on other perverted things.
You pervert!
While there's usually at least one exciting, possibly fatal encounter per chapter, most of the game is spent focusing on the reporter as they're talking, which honestly would be fine if they weren't mundanely reporting on public libraries instead of the freaking apocalypse. And the icing on the cake? This may be the single worst dub in the history of video games. This game is so badly cast, so blatantly overacted, that not one of the horrific scenes or emotional moments hits its intended mark. It's a perfect storm of bad voice acting and terrible writing. It's abysmal. Or awesome. I'm not entirely sure which.
I've still got some bullets left. I'll make this thing blow up from inside.
Nina! Look out!
Was this supposed to be Suda 51's video game answer to B-grade movies? As the Japanese dub isn't half bad, I kinda doubt it. But regardless, I think fans of The Room or Birdemic will find a lot to love in this unintentional B-grade comedic masterpiece. As for how it plays overall, well, beyond constantly waiting for your reporter to stroll leisurely across the room just so they can open a door for you, or the amount of time it takes them to shoot what you tell them to shoot, or the downright terrible implementation of your body checking attack, it's competent. Though, unless so bad it's good is kind of your thing, I recommend staying far away from this title. But as for me, my quest continues. Will I ever find a Suda 51 game that plays well? I think it's time to go back. Back, well, to the very beginning. Back before he had his own studio, and back to the days of the Super Famicom. But most importantly, back to the game that made him famous.
Wow. Perfect.
So I'm doing a photo shoot of my dead reporter while an insane man dressed as a giant grasshopper doles out perverted praise in my direction. It's a Suda 51 game, alright.